South Africa-based Nigerian jazz and Afrobeat music composer and performer Femi Koya is bringing his art home as he seeks to replicate his musical success in the Rainbow Nation back in his home country. With an impressive command of the microphone, Femi Koya, who was born in Lagos, found fame by combining West African high life and jazz, South Africa's Sophia town with a nostalgic Afrobeat root sounds. It tops the list of a number of Nigerian jazz enthusiasts, including Kulayo, Mike Aremu, and many others who are forced to fly outside Nigeria, where they are receiving better appreciation for their kind of music. He understands the Nigerian mainstream sound is quite different, and he believes he has a foolproof plan to help him get the right attention.
Well, yeah, I'm very open to collaborate with the musicians at home and wherever. The aim of the collaboration is very simple, and I'll put it this way. The aim is to actually not segregate yourself from the music that's happening here, and also to make people understand, like I'll use the youth, for example, the young people, because their mind is on the straight music. And when you tell them about, let's say, jazz music, Afrobeat, the traditional Afrobeat, or high life, they probably will be like, "Oh, my art, but when you do a collaboration with a hip hop musician, and you can still make it happen with the hip hop and Afrobeat, or hip hop and high life, or with jazz, and it sounds good. That way you're introducing them, or you're calling them back into that style of music as well. Not thinking that more music is just jazz.
Femi's break into the top echelon of jazz performers in South Africa did not come on a platter.
The fact that you don't understand their language, although I do understand your language, but for you to break through with your language, it's a very difficult thing. If you don't understand, they're like, they just immediately put you aside. And when you mention a Nigerian in South Africa, it's like you throw a bomb. Everybody will be like atalat, because of what our people, already, the stuff they've committed there, it's really bad. I won't lie. The only way that I could cut through in that industry is I stayed original.
With musical influences that include diverging personalities including Fela Kuti, Bob Marley, Manu Dibango, John Coltrane, and many others, Femi initially struggled with an identity crisis until he met the legendary trumpeter Hugh Masekela.
He's actually one of those who took me back to being original, because at some point I got lost with the whole sound in South Africa, because there's different style of music and there's space for everybody. So I started playing different styles of music as well, like trying to cope and to fit in, at least in my jail now, so you have to survive one way or the other. And when he listens to some of the work that I've done, he said to me that, "Femi, I have been all over the world. When I get to the US, they put a red carpet for me to come through. Why? Because I have original music, and you've got your original music." And one of the words he said to me was, "I've seen people play Afrobeat all over the world. I mean traditional Afrobeat. I've seen people play it all over the world. You have an original one, so stick to it." And I took the advice very well, and I stuck to it, and I never regretted it.
Babalawo, mo wa bẹ̀bẹ̀. Wọ́n ní màmá fọwọ́
Although a strong proponent of traditional Afrobeat with a dream of fusing into mainstream sound across the continent, Femi's newest singles of the New Village Afrobeat album employs obvious contemporary elements that is generally palatable within the Nigerian mainstream music space.
There's live music here, but what you have is overshadowed. The days of the Kingstonia day when they playing music, it was balanced.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at where I'm coming from, being in South Africa for a while. If you play hip hop, there's a market for you. You play jazz, there's a market for you. You play maskandi, you play rock music. You have for the different genre, you have markets for them. So it makes it very easy compared to here in Nigeria where you have one straight market. And it's like when somebody else play a different music, you'll be like, you know? So if I don't start from somewhere and somebody else joins and two other people, I'm not saying I'm the only one playing the kind of music that I play here. There's quite a lot of people playing it here. You're singing using folk songs. Yeah. You're singing about Yoruba. You know, like they were shocked that you still do stuff like this because they're expecting me to sing Beshes okay, or you know, like I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong. They have actually helped the Nigerian music industry and put it on a different level. They're doing very well, which is very good. But what I'm saying is there should be space for others.
Somebody help me find Lerato. Somebody help me find Lerato. Somebody help me find Lerato. Somebody help me find Lerato.